Hey guys, welcome to another video. This very cold Saturday morning. I won't be doing anything in the C43 today. I'll be doing something in that brand new 911 992 Carrera S. The 911's evolved over the last 50 years and it's very difficult to tell the differences, especially if you look at the front. There's no real way of knowing that this is the very latest 911 offering from Porsche. At the front, the main change is probably on the bonnet. You've got these kind of fins that kind of change the shape a bit. The front aero has been redesigned as well. So these flaps here, they're actually active. So depending on whether you're fuel saving or performance driving, they will either open or close. The headlight design is different. So these are the LED matrix lights that Porsche now offer. The main changes really, or in terms of visually, are at the back. Instead now you've got this full light bar that goes across the back, which, I don't know, the back's a bit of a Marmite thing. You either like it or you hate it, and it depends on the angle really. The number plate has been lowered. I think on previous cars it kind of used to sit there, so now it sits really low. You've got the third brake light up on here. Instead, in the back of the car, you've still got the same 3-litre twin turbo flat 6. They've messed about with the... They say they've messed about with the turbos and kind of how they work. So this car now throws out 450 horsepower, which is about 30 more than the 991 Carrera S. I mean, another thing to note is that this car is now wider and longer than the previous 991, and if you just look here, its bum has grown quite a bit. You can definitely tell when you're in the car and you're looking in the wing mirrors, you can kind of notice it. Yeah. Right, I'm going to try not to waffle too much because I want to drive this car as well. Let's have a quick look on the inside. So Porsche, they've had very clean interiors for a long time, and they've just been slowly perfecting it more and more. So this is a 2+2. Whether you can actually get anyone in, let's have a look. Right, I'm going to attempt getting in. Ugh. Yeah, I'm the size of a kid anyway, but I wouldn't want to spend, more than 5 minutes in the back of this. This is actually really uncomfortable. It's so upright. So, I mean, if you had to in an emergency carry little kids or something like that, then you'd do it. But I don't know how to get out now. Bear with me. And when it comes to practicality, right, let's see if we can get into this. It's not massive, but I can fit inside. Don't know for how long though. It's actually very quiet and civilized and very German in here actually. See, this car is weird. The 911 has been absolutely great for years and years, and every other manufacturer, when they bring out a sports car that's that can be used as a daily, but then ragged about at the weekends on some fast country roads, this is the car that they would kind of compare against. And let's be honest, when you first see the reviews of, when this first came out, they were done on, sunny Spanish roads, smooth as hell, 20-30 degrees. But we're in England, how often is it actually ever like this? Once in a blue moon maybe? Or it's more like it's kind of, where I do my road tests. It's cold, it's wet, I think it's like, it's 4 degrees right now. And the roads are crap. So what better place to test kind of what this car is like in the real world, to be fair. So as I said before, this is the Carrera 2S, so it's just rear wheel drive. The very base Carrera starts at just over 80k now, I think, and that's for just a Carrera 2, I suppose that's what you call it. So in the base model you get, I think it's 380 horsepower, so you know, about 60-70 less than in the S. But it's the same engine, you get the same exhaust system. This does have a performance exhaust. The sound of these Porsches now, because you've got those particulate filters and because it's, you know, it's just a turbocharged flat six, they don't sound great. I'm not going to do an exhaust cam because, you know, it'll be a waste of your time and my time. We'll get the car in sport mode and see what it's actually like to drive, but you know, I'm surprised. I'm going over a bunch of speed bumps, the road's broken up, and you know, I feel like I'm in a comfortable cruiser. I don't feel like I'm in a 100k plus sports car. This particular model, because this is the Carrera S and it's a convertible, the Carrera S starts, I think they charge a 10k premium on top. So as well as the extra power, you do get a few other bits and pieces as standard. But even in comfort mode, which is what the car's in right now, it's not completely numb or anything like that. You can feel the balance of the car. You know, in this day and age, the 911 has grown a lot, and this is a wide car, as I'm about to find out right now. Right, before it starts absolutely chucking it down, let's get this car into sport mode. Whenever I'm in sport, I prefer manual control, so I'm going to do that. I mean, do you need four-wheel drive? I mean, there's a hell of a lot more traction than the DBS Superleggera I was in. That was literally unusable. In these conditions, it was absolutely pointless even having a car like that. So planted, you've got bigger, because the car's wider, that generally means more grip. You can actually throw it into a corner a bit more and the car grips. Even though the car is rear engine, not mid-engined, you've got active engine mounts and things like that, and a limited slip diff, which just, you know, it just reminds you of why Porsche are the best at these kinds of things. One thing I will say, I've just noticed as I'm driving, so we're all going towards digital displays. So this, you've got this, I can't remember the size, like a 10-inch touchscreen. You've got a 10-inch touchscreen here, and you've got digital displays either side of the analog, important to note, analog rev counter. So I think they're just trying to hark back to some sporty vibes. However, because of the steering wheel, you can't actually see the edges. So I can't currently see how much fuel I've got, and I can't see the time or the temperature or whatever you choose to have on that. You know, on this right hand side you can put the navigation display, but it'll be out of the way. I'm surprised Porsche didn't oversee that. It's not very German, is it? But in terms of, you know, the steering wheel, it's not massive like in some cars. It's got a really good grip, and the driving position, as always in a Porsche, is perfect. You sit really low. I'm sitting slightly higher than I normally would do first time driving a different car, just try and kind of feel the surroundings, whatever. I get used to it, and then I'll probably drop it again. But you know, although it's a comfortable GT, it hasn't forgotten how to be a sports car. One small thing is these paddles, they're inadequate. You know, if you're going around a corner and you've got to really reach around, I expected bigger paddles. You've got an 8-speed PDK, which is just, it's instantaneous. And much better than the system I've got in my C43. So the roads are a bit damp now, to be honest. But, you know, even though I'm in a rear-wheel drive car, it's not stupid. I can still get out of the corners. And when the arse does hang out, it's controlled. It's a weird car. It's like, you know, you can take it to work Monday to Friday in your business suit. Then come Friday evening, go up to some country roads, have a bit of a hoon in the same outfit. You know, everything in here is super comfortable. Everything's pretty logical. I mean, this stuff, I hate touchscreens, to be honest, because, you know, this one works really fast, brilliant, but it's when you're driving. You know, there's no substitute for having a hard press button. When you're driving, you're forced to kind of look at the screen, and some of these icons are a bit small. By the time you've done that, you've crashed. It's one of those cars where you don't need to be driving 10/10ths to really enjoy it. On paper, they say this car will do 0 to 60 in just under 4 seconds, but Matt Watson from CarWow, in a Carrera S, well, that was a Carrera 4S, repeatedly did 0 to 60 in 3 seconds dead, which is absolutely that's just, it's stupid. That, you know, that puts most supercars to shame. And it's not like this car's got 600-700 horsepower, it's 450. And how the car does it is a combination of a couple of things. You've got an amazing double clutch system in this car. Porsche have been renowned for their PDK for years and years. It's absolutely seamless when you want it to be in comfort around town, and then when you're pushing, it's, you know, it's brilliant. The engine sits over, you know, this isn't a mid-engine car, it's rear engine, so all that weight sits over those rear tyres, pushes it into the ground. And then launch control system, ultra simple to do in this. You don't need to piss about with pressing paddles to confirm. You can just put your foot on the brake, mash the accelerator pedal, and then when it's time to go, lift your foot off the brake and it launches. And you can keep doing that over and over. Not that you should, but you know, you can throw this thing into a corner. Gives you loads of confidence. I wasn't very confident in that DBS in those conditions when I last had it. Yeah, I keep comparing it to that because, you know, you can't compare this to my C43. It's two completely different cars. A little bit of slip there. But, you know, when the car does slip, it's a playful slip. You never feel like you're in any danger or anything like that, and it's fun. You know, it's not a stressful car to drive or anything. And there we have it, ladies and gents, the Porsche 911 992 Carrera S. Bit of a handful, that, isn't it? But yeah, here's the deployed spoiler. I think love or hate thing, but as an all-rounder, I'm really impressed with the car. It does a bit of everything. It's a comfortable GT cruiser when you want it to be, really easy to drive. It's the first time I've driven it, it's the first time I've been in a Porsche for a number of years, and it just feels like any other German car. Everything's as it should be, there's nothing too difficult about it, there's nothing stressful about it, and when you want it to be, it can be very antisocial, very sporty, and it puts a big smile on your face. As always guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Probably back in this, or I've got something else similar to that, so it depends if you like that kind of thing. The other car, it is a bit more hardcore, probably not the best weather for it, but if you want to see that kind of stuff, let me know down in the comments. So, you know, I don't bore you to death with this C43, although there's plenty more to come with that in general. See you in the next video guys.